Northern Ireland is celebrated for its dynamic pop culture, where tales are shared as freely as the drinks. Among these narratives, some pubs are steeped not only in history, but also in the supernatural, making them intriguing destinations for ghost enthusiasts. In this video, we will go through into the 7 most haunted pubs in Northern Ireland, where ghostly apparitions, mysterious sounds, and paranormal phenomena contribute to their unique allure. From spectral figures to inexplicable movements of glassware, these establishments offer patrons not just refreshments, but a tantalizing glimpse into the otherworldly. Join us as we uncover the eerie legends surrounding these iconic venues. The Sunflower Pub, Belfast. Situated in Belfast Cathedral Quarter, the Sunflower Pub is renowned for its welcoming ambience, live music, and distinctive character. However, beneath its lively exterior lies a rich tapestry of history interwoven with strange occurrences and unexplained events, establishing the Sunflower as a focal point for ghostly encounters. Dating back to the 19th century, the building has served various roles, including a pub, boarding house, and a refuge during tumultuous times, contributing to its plethora of ghost stories. One of the most frequently reported apparitions is that of an elderly woman, often observed seated in a corner booth, quietly sipping a drink and surveying the patrons with a serene smile. Many staff and customers have glimpsed her out of the corner of their eyes, only to find her absent when they turn to look directly. Some speculate she may have been a former landlady from the early 20th century, while others believe she could be a long-time regular who never truly departed. A particularly unsettling incident occurred one evening when a group of friends noticed an elderly woman observing them from a nearby table. Assuming she was another patron, they later turned to say goodbye, only to find she had vanished. The bartender confirmed that no elderly woman had been present that night, and the table showed no signs of having been occupied, with everything in its place. In addition to the mysterious apparition, the Sunflower is also noted for its peculiar sounds and unexplained phenomena. Staff members have reported hearing faint whispers emanating from the empty cellar late at night, as if conversations are occurring just out of earshot. Others have experienced a sudden, chilling breeze sweeping through the pub, despite all windows and doors being securely closed. One bartender even recounted witnessing glasses sliding across the bar as if nudged by an unseen force. Another ghostly presence believed to haunt the Sunflower is a man clad in old work attire, likely reflective of the pub's industrial heritage. He is often seen lingering near the entrance, as if awaiting someone's arrival. One patron recounted seeing this figure upon entering, only to find the clothing distinctly out of place. When they looked again, the figure had completely vanished. The spectral activity at the Sunflower extends beyond mere sightings. Some patrons report feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness in certain areas of the pub, as though the emotions of those who have passed linger in the atmosphere. This heavy ambience is particularly pronounced in the upstairs rooms, where many believe the spirits of former residents continue to roam. Despite these ghostly encounters, the Sunflower remains a cherished destination for both locals and tourists. For those who appreciate a pint accompanied by a touch of the paranormal, the Sunflower Pub offers a delightful blend of warmth, history, and the potential for a ghostly encounter. The Cross Keys Inn, located in the picturesque countryside of Northern Ireland, is often celebrated as the oldest thatched pub in the region, with origins tracing back to the 17th century. This establishment serves as a living reminder to a bygone era, historically functioning as a vital gathering place for both locals and travellers. However, the allure of the Cross Keys extends beyond its rich heritage. It is also reputedly home to several spectral inhabitants linked to its long and storied past. One of the most notable legends concerns a former landlord who met an untimely and suspicious demise in the 18th century. His apparition, frequently observed by staff during late-night hours, is characterized as a robust figure clad in a waistcoat and cap. He is said to engage in playful antics, such as rearranging barware, as if he were still fulfilling his responsibilities behind the counter. Staff members have recounted instances of encountering him near the fireplace, seemingly overseeing the pub's operations. Yet, when they shift their attention or blink, he mysteriously vanishes. The Cross Keys is further steeped in Irish folklore, with many locals claiming that the vicinity was once a gathering place for the fairy folk. On tranquil evenings, it is not uncommon for visitors to report hearing ethereal melodies emanating from the fields nearby, accompanied by unexplained flickering lights around the building. Among the most unsettling tales is that of a young girl said to haunt the back bar. patrons have expressed feelings of profound unease when approaching the staircase, with some refusing to enter the back rooms where her presence is frequently noted. One particularly haunting account involves a guest from a nearby accommodation who awoke to find the spectral figure of a young girl at the foot of his bed. He described her as staring intently with a blank expression, her mere presence instilling an icy chill that lingered long after she vanished. The pub's connections to Irish mythology extend beyond these ghostly encounters. Local lore suggests that the grounds surrounding the Cross Keys Inn served as a rendezvous point for the good people, or fairy folk, particularly during significant nights like Samhain, Halloween. On these nights, it is said that lights flicker mysteriously in the fields, and enchanting music wafts on the breeze, leading some to believe that the spirits of fairies remain active in the area, contributing to the inn's already palpable supernatural atmosphere. The Cross Keys Inn stands as one of Northern Ireland's most atmospheric and haunted establishments, where the threads of history intertwine with the realms of the living and the spirits of the departed. For those bold enough to visit, it offers not merely a place to enjoy a drink and warmth by the fire, but an opportunity to encounter the lingering presences of those who may never truly depart. In Belfast, the iconic Crown Liquor Saloon stands as a prominent landmark, renowned for its exquisite Victorian decor and its storied, ghostly inhabitants. Established in 1826, this establishment is celebrated as one of the finest examples of a traditional gin palace in Ireland, featuring intricate stained glass windows, gas lamps, and masterfully carved woodwork that evoke a sense of timeless elegance. However, the allure of the Crown Liquor Saloon is not solely rooted in its aesthetic appeal. Many visitors are drawn by the prospect of engaging with its spectral residents. The liquor saloon is reputed to be haunted by the spirit of a former barman, frequently observed by both staff and patrons during late-night hours. Described as an elderly man clad in a traditional barman's apron, his ghostly presence has been noted while he appears to be engaged in familiar tasks, such as polishing glasses or wiping down the bar, as if he continues to fulfill his duties. Many have reported experiencing a sudden chill, only to turn and witness the apparition dissipate into thin air. One particularly unnerving account involved a group of tourists who claimed to see the barman's ghost reflected in the mirror behind the bar, standing motionless and gazing directly at them. Upon turning around, they found the space empty, prompting an immediate departure in fear. The spectral activity does not end there. Numerous patrons have reported hearing disembodied voices echoing through the quieter booths, while others have felt unseen hands brush against them as they enjoy their drinks. Objects within the saloon frequently move inexplicably, with glasses toppling over as if influenced by invisible forces. For those who seek a thrilling experience alongside their beverages, the liquor saloon presents a rich tapestry of history intertwined with ghostly encounters. Similarly intriguing is the Spirit Merchant, located in the heart of the area. Renowned for its excellent cuisine and beverages, this establishment also boasts a storied past and notable paranormal events. Nestled within a building that dates back to the 18th century, the pub derives its name from an era when merchants would gather to trade goods and spirits, both of the alcoholic and ethereal variety. The lingering spirits from bygone days have rendered the Spirit Merchant famous, not just for its ambience, but for its ghostly inhabitants. Among the most commonly reported apparitions is that of a man in a long coat and hat, frequently spotted seated at a table in the back of the pub, quietly nursing his drink. Both staff and patrons have observed him lost in thought, only for him to vanish without a trace when approached. Many speculate that this ghost may be the spirit of a former merchant who perished in a fire that ravaged parts of the building, leaving him tethered to the pub in his afterlife, content to watch the world unfold around him. In addition to the ghostly merchant, peculiar sounds often resonate throughout the pub, particularly after closing time. Staff have reported hearing footsteps from the upstairs area, even when it is securely locked, alongside the unmistakable clinking of glassware, as if someone is lingering for a nightcap long after the establishment has closed its doors. One manager recounted a particularly eerie experience while closing up late one evening when the unmistakable noise of chairs scraping across the floor caught their attention. Investigating, they found the pub empty and the chairs in their original positions. Another unsettling incident occurred in the early 2000s when a group of patrons witnessed a pint glass slide off the bar and shatter on the floor without any apparent cause. Several witnesses recalled feeling a sudden chill sweep through the room just prior to the event, with the bartender noting that such occurrences were not uncommon in the establishment. The spirit merchant is reputedly haunted by a female apparition frequently sighted in the upstairs quarters. This ghost is believed to be the spirit of a woman who once served in the building when it functioned as a boarding house. Described as wearing a long, dark dress with her hair neatly arranged in a bun, she is often observed gliding through the halls, seemingly attending to her duties as if still alive. Numerous guests who have spent the night in the upstairs rooms have reported awakening to find her figure silently watching them from the foot of their beds before she vanishes into the shadows. In one notable encounter, a staff member working late claimed to have seen the woman's reflection in a mirror while tidying up after hours. When he turned around, he found the area empty, yet the mirror fogged up suddenly, as if someone had been breathing heavily nearby. Despite these eerie occurrences, the Spirit Merchant remains a beloved local establishment, drawing patrons who appreciate its lively ambience and the occasional brush with the supernatural. The pub's rich history, coupled with its ghostly tales, makes it a must-visit destination for those fascinated by both excellent libations and the paranormal. Similarly, the Dirty Onion, situated in Belfast's Cathedral Quarter, stands as one of the city's oldest buildings, with origins dating back centuries. Its lively atmosphere is intertwined with a rich tapestry of supernatural lore, with reports of hauntings extending back through the ages. Originally a bustling warehouse during the 18th and 19th centuries, the Dirty Onion was integral to Belfast's thriving dock trade, where goods such as whiskey and linen were stored. The harsh working conditions of the era contributed to numerous untimely fatalities, and it is believed that some of these restless souls have lingered within the walls. Among the most notable spectral inhabitants is a young boy, often described as ragged and attired in clothing typical of the early 19th century, who is said to wander the upper levels. It is thought that he was a worker who met a tragic end, possibly falling from a height in the warehouse. Patrons and staff alike have reported a chilling drop in temperature prior to encountering his apparition. Another common phenomenon involves the sound of heavy footsteps echoing from the upper floors after closing time. Staff have recounted hearing distinct boot steps traversing the wooden floors, despite the building being locked and devoid of guests. In one instance, a bartender, suspecting a security breach, ascended to investigate only to have the footsteps cease abruptly, leaving him in an unsettling silence. During a performance at the pub, several audience members reported the presence of a shadowy figure observing from the back of the room. This entity, attired in antiquated clothing and possessing a gaunt, pale visage, vanished when one of the band members turned to acknowledge it. Such accounts contribute to the Dirty Onion's reputation as a site steeped in history and the supernatural, attracting those intrigued by the intersection of the ordinary and the otherworldly. Numerous patrons at the establishment inquired about the identity of a mysterious onlooker, only to be informed that no such individual had been present that evening. The Dirty Onion, however, is renowned for its paranormal phenomena that extend beyond mere ghostly apparitions. Staff members have recounted instances of glasses moving inexplicably, lights flickering without cause, and doors slamming shut in the dead of night. A former employee even reported witnessing an entire tray of drinks being lifted from the bar and suddenly dropped by an unseen force. Despite these hauntings, the Dirty Onion stands as one of Belfast's most frequented pubs, drawing both locals and tourists. Yet, for those who venture in after dark, the lively ambiance is often paired with an unsettling sensation of being observed. Whether it's the spectre of a child darting through the halls or a shadowy figure manifesting during performances, the pub offers a unique blend of rich history and supernatural intrigue. Another notable establishment, Kelly Cellars, is situated in the heart of Belfast and is recognised not only as one of the city's oldest pubs, but also one of its most haunted, with origins dating back to 1720. Kelly's has deep ties to Irish Republican history and political upheaval, having served as a gathering place for the United Irishmen during the Rebellion of 1798. Its walls have borne witness to centuries of historical events, but beneath its political legacy lies a haunting history that has unsettled visitors and staff for generations. The most renowned spirit associated with Kelly Cellars is believed to be a former patron who met a tragic fate during the Irish Rebellion. Described as tall and imposing, clad in historic military attire, this apparition is said to haunt the pub's cellar, the underground space where clandestine meetings once occurred. Reports indicate that the ghost is often seen pacing as if waiting for a rendezvous that never comes, leading some to speculate that he is eternally trapped in a moment of history. After hours, staff members frequently hear heavy footsteps echoing from the cellar, yet investigations have yielded no explanations for these sounds. The footsteps abruptly cease, only to resume moments later, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Staff have described the cellar as oppressive, with some refusing to venture down alone. In the back rooms of the pub, where political meetings once took place, patrons have experienced sudden drops in temperature and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Those seated in these areas have reported hearing faint whispers, as if the conversations of centuries past continue to linger. One regular recounted a quiet evening where he distinctly heard murmured voices, despite no one being in close proximity to him. As the whispers grew increasingly audible, they abruptly ceased when he rose to investigate. In one particularly unsettling instance, a bartender, closing up late at night, witnessed a chair mysteriously slide across the floor on its own. Alone in the room, and having not seen anyone near the chair for hours, he stood in disbelief as it returned to its original position, seemingly pushed by an unseen force. Disturbed by the incident, the bartender hurriedly left, contributing to the growing collection of eerie tales associated with Kells' haunted reputation. In addition to the spectral presence of a rebellious patron, visitors have reported encounters with shadowy figures lurking in the corners of the bar. These apparitions, often glimpsed fleetingly from the corner of one's eye, vanish as soon as they are acknowledged. Glasses have inexplicably fallen from shelves, and the unsettling creak of doors opening when no one is present has become a frequent occurrence. Despite these unsettling phenomena, Kells Cellars remains a cherished pub for both locals and tourists. Its rich historical context, intertwined with lingering spirits, creates an intriguing convergence of history and the supernatural. For those in search of a pint accompanied by a dash of the paranormal, Kells Cellars provides a chilling yet unforgettable experience. Similarly, the Hole in the Wall, nestled in the heart of Amar, boasts a storied past and a reputation for ghostly encounters. Established in the early 17th century, this small pub has witnessed its fair share of unruly patrons, brawls, and tragedies over the centuries. As a result, it has earned recognition as one of the most haunted pubs in Northern Ireland, with numerous reports of eerie phenomena and apparitions linked to its dark history. One of the most renowned ghost stories tied to the Hole in the Wall is that of a man named Tommy, who is believed to have met his demise during a violent altercation in the pub. Stabbed in a back room, he succumbed to his injuries before help could arrive. It appears that his spirit has remained, as patrons and staff alike have reported sightings of a shadowy figure near the rear of the pub, particularly on quiet nights when the atmosphere grows tense. Notably, Tommy's ghost is not a silent presence. His lingering influence adds to the pub's enigmatic allure. Numerous witnesses have reported experiencing unsettling phenomena in the room where he passed away, including the sounds of heavy breathing and faint moans. Others have noted the sudden appearance of cold spots, even during the warmth of summer, suggesting that Tommy's presence may bring an unexpected chill. One former staff member recounted a particularly eerie incident during a late-night cleanup when a loud thud echoed as if something heavy had fallen. Upon investigation, nothing appeared out of place, yet an unusual coldness seemed to follow him throughout the pub. However, Tommy is not the only spirit said to inhabit this establishment. Another frequently reported apparition is that of a mysterious woman, often seen sitting alone in a corner, dressed in antiquated attire characterized by a long dress and bonnet. This figure appears to be waiting for someone, and patrons who attempt to approach her often describe an overwhelming sense of sadness, only to witness her vanish before their eyes. A particularly bizarre occurrence took place in the 1980s, when a group of locals enjoying an evening at the bar observed a glass inexplicably rise from the counter and crash against the wall, with no discernible cause. As the air grew noticeably colder, the sound of footsteps echoed from the back of the pub, yet no one was present. The group was left with the impression that they had either provoked Tommy's ire or encountered the enigmatic woman. The strange occurrences do not end there. Glasses have been known to shatter spontaneously, lights flicker without reason, and doors slam shut as if propelled by an unseen force. Staff members often report feeling as though they are being watched while working late nights, with some even refusing to enter the back rooms alone. Despite its haunted reputation, the Hole in the Wall continues to draw locals and visitors alike. The presence of its ghostly inhabitants only enhances the allure of this centuries-old establishment. For those brave enough to venture into its back rooms, a pint at the Hole in the Wall might also come with a touch of the supernatural. This concludes our exploration of Northern Ireland's most haunted pubs. Whether you are a history enthusiast, a lover of captivating tales, or simply seeking a thrill, these pubs offer something for everyone, both the living and the departed. Should you find yourself in the area, make sure to visit one of these establishments, but be prepared. You may depart with more than just memories of a pint.